What is up, everybody? Luke Film Boss here, and today I will be reviewing Cocaine Bear. Based on the trailers and the advertisements, I thought that Cocaine Bear was going to be a full-on dark comedy that was just going to make fun of and make jokes about people getting ripped apart by a bear on cocaine, which was not the case, however. The movie actually takes the premise very seriously, and I guess that based according to the movie, Cocaine Bear was based on true events. Now, it's not a true story. I'm pretty sure all of the characters are fictional and made up. But the idea of the cocaine bear, like the cocaine getting dumped in the forest and the bear getting into it and killing people, I guess that's actually based on real life events. And so that made me take this movie a little more seriously from the get go when the very first scene of the movie tells us that. It's very interesting. And from the very first scene, like someone gets killed and you take it very seriously. At least you should, because there's no comedy involved. It's just this hiker that we already spent a little bit of time seeing her and her fiance like bonding together and being human beings. It's actually within like less than 5 minutes, they develop these characters that are at least likable enough that you actually feel it when this guy loses his fiance to a bear that just rips her apart, and it's actually kind of scary. And throughout the movie, like whenever that bear is on, or not even like on the screen, but just like in the scene, like you can feel its presence, and it's actually intimidating. It creates tension and suspense, and it's actually kind of scary in a lot of places in this movie. And then you see like these gory graphic scenes where the bear is killing people, and it's like, yeah, this bear is not to be messed with. This is not comedy. This is not funny. This is a bear killing people. Like, this is serious. Like, it makes you think, like, what if I'm in the forest and this happens? And it actually did happen, apparently. So it's like, I thought that this movie was just gonna, like, be full of kicks and giggles and like, oh, the bear killed somebody, that's supposed to be funny. It was not. I don't recall there being a single kill that was supposed to be funny. Now there was this one chase scene with like this ambulance mobile and like the bear chasing after it that has comedy, like, or at least comedic elements wrapped into the action scene, but you still like, the kill scenes are still very like like not funny. That's the best way I can put it. Now, there is comedy in the film. There actually is a good deal of comedy, but most of it is character central. It doesn't have anything to do with the cocaine bear. There is one really funny scene where the bear is involved, but it's actually not killing people. Like, it's on that, like, letdown, like when the cocaine's starting to wear off, and the bear's just like all like dizzy and ready to fall asleep, and it passes out on top of a dude, but the dude's still like alive. And so it's a funny scene, and it's funny because the bear's not actually ripping people apart. Like, you still feel like there is that tension there, like, oh my gosh, the bear is like here. But it's funny because the bear's just kind of like dizzy and like stumbling around, and it passes out. And then there's other things involved that, like, when you watch the movie, if you watch the movie, you will understand why that scene's actually funny. But almost never is the premise of the bear killing people made out to be a joke. Though there might still be people that think that it's just funny to see people get ripped apart by a bear. And if you're one of those people, you need some help. But overall, I would say Cocaine Bear is a very solid film because it actually has a point to it. Like, it doesn't make everything out to be a joke. It actually takes itself very seriously. It's very much so a creature horror film where like you actually feel the tension, the horror of what's going on. And there's actually a really good point, and the kid actually gets like the final say where he's telling the drug dealer, he's like, this is all your fault, people died because of you, or something. It's like along that line. It's like, yeah, this movie actually has some pretty good points. And then you have the mom telling the kids about how dangerous it is to take cocaine or like any kind of drugs like that. Like, it's definitely got those themes and the messages in there, like drugs are dangerous, people can die when drugs are involved. Like, that's basically, it's a simple message, it's a simple concept, but the movie actually portrays it very well and doesn't make it appealing to like take cocaine. Like it shows, yeah, the kids try cocaine, they spit it out because it's disgusting. They don't know how to use it. It's like some of it can be played out for laughs, but it's also played out in a way that's like telling you cocaine and drugs and drug dealing is bad. And if you don't get that out of watching this film, then this film obviously is made for mature audiences. Like it's rated R. It wasn't just a bunch of dumb events happening. It's a very character central story. And because of that, it allows this film to be a lot smarter than it had any right to be, being based on the concept of a bear on cocaine killing people. But because it's more about the characters and less about the bear, it's able to take all these different parties, like this mom and her kid and her kid's friend, and then you have like the drug dealer and his helper, and then the drug dealer's son, and they have their own little party, and then you have the cop, and like all these different things that make the film entertaining and interesting even without the bear. The bear is just like extra conflict and extra danger in there. It's just a very well crafted film, and it all ties into the message at the end where it's like talks about the dangers of drug dealing and taking drugs, and not that anybody's going to really take that to heart. And it's sad because for me, like, this is a movie I can watch and it's like that gave me something really important to think about. Most people are just going to watch it and be like, oh yeah, people are getting killed by a bear, and that's sad. So in terms of like should you watch this film, for me it's like a one-time watch. Like, I watched it one time, it was good, it gave me something to think about, it wasn't just a complete waste of time. And so for me, it's like I'm probably never going to watch it again, but I enjoyed the one time that I did watch it. And if that's you, I would say go ahead, watch it. But I also think, like, if you're not going to take this movie seriously, if you're just going to see a bunch of people get brutally killed by a bear, probably you should not watch this movie. I don't care what your convictions are. Just go watch something else that's less mind numbing if that's all you're going to see in this movie. I don't think it's a bad film. There is a lot of profanity, a lot of gore. So there's a lot of things that definitely are not the best thing for your brain to be watching. But if you're actually going to take it seriously and see it for what it is, then I'd say it's a good one time watch kind of movie. But if you're just going to go into it and see the whole thing as a joke, then it's not a good film for you. But I'll let you make the decision. You're the viewer. If you really think that Cocaine Bear looks that good and you want to see it, whether it's just because you think it looks fun or you think it looks like it has good ideas, I'm not going to tell you yes or no. I watched it. I think that it's an okay one time watch. So that's my opinions on Cocaine Bear. Thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell to help you be on the lookout for more videos from Luke Film Boss.